It is no secret that Africa struggles with education. In South Africa alone, 12 to 13 million people receive less than a ninth grade education. About 8 million people receive less than a seventh grade education. The 12 million that do attend schools are split up into 25,000 lower education facilities. The South African government only gives about 21% of their budget cut to the education system. Over 2,000 schools have no piped water supply. 3,600 schools lack electricity, and over 90% of schools lack libraries or a functioning laboratory. The amount of money is nowhere near enough the school needs to function. In fact, the small amount of money given to schools affects more than the resources. The money affects the teachers in the school as well. Teachers have started to speak out against the South African education system in forms of strikes. In August 2010, a teacher strike occurred, shutting down schools all across South Africa for 3 weeks. Teachers are constantly frustrated with the lack of care and attention given while deciding the budget cut for education. Teachers also struggle as the government hires unqualified people for teaching positions, some of which do not have a diploma. The SADTU, or the South African Democratic Teachers Union, has been working on reopening teacher training facilities because after the apartheid era, teachers do not receive the proper training they need to do their jobs effectively. The current teaching program produces only 1/3 of the 25,000 teacher requirement per year. Often teachers do not show up to lessons and are decreasing their efforts to provide children with a solid education. The teachers do not educate to their fullest ability due to the low pay they receive for their job. Although the South African system is flawed, the government has a plan to better education. The Action Plan of 2014 contains 27 goals aimed to improving the education aspect of society. There are 5 priority goals that include improving the access of children to quality early childhood development below grade 1, improving the professionalism, teaching skills, subject knowledge, and computer literacy of teachers throughout their entire career, ensuring that every learner has access to the minimum set of textbooks and workbooks required according to national policy, ensuring that the basic annual management processes take place in schools all across the country, and the last goal focuses on improving the frequency and quality of the monitoring and support services provided to schools. The rest of the goals deal with the output the country wants to achieve in reference to enrollment and learning, and how to achieve these output goals. It is in hopes that the action plan will fix the absence of attention from the government and upgrade educational conditions for all. The essential question I chose that I see goes with the topic best is, when does a regional issue become the world's responsibility? More privileged parts of the world have a duty to help those areas that are less fortunate. All over the world, people take luxuries for granted. In places like the US, many children in school look at education as a burden, but a chance at education in places like South Africa is a life-changing experience. It is undeniably important that the more privileged parts of the world do the morally right thing and contribute to Africa by donating to their educational system or by helping to develop African schools, because a fair chance at education is something that everybody should be given. No matter where you live, people are people, and we all deserve the same. With all the struggles that South Africa faces, more fortunate countries should gain the understanding that equal education is a world responsibility, not just a regional issue.